Welcome back to Dell's Development. Today we're going to be going over a vMenu and permissions setup and install. So the first thing we're going to do is, if you do not have a server already, please follow the link in the description to our previous video where we set up a full FiveM server and we had TX integration to that. So first thing we're going to need is nativeUI. I will have a link in the description like always to download this. If you go down to the download, hit download, it's going to redirect you to GitHub. You're going to scroll down, you're going to hit the source code.zip. That's going to download that. We're going to open that up now. Close that. We can minimize that now. And we're going to open up our server directory. So mine is in the C drive, wherever your hard drive, or whatever hard drive you have it installed on, you're going to go and navigate to that. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to open up server config because we're going to be there in a minute. I'm going to go to my resources file. So this is the cover. So if you go in here, it's going to have the actual nativeUI file that you want. Just click and drag that into your directory and hit Control-C on that to copy. Now we can just go back to our server config file. We can just ensure or start depending on what you have. Most likely if you follow the tutorial we did last video, it's going to be ensure. Now we can minimize that and we can also close out of that. nativeUI is completely done, it's installed. We're going to go to vMenu, link in the description as well as always. We're going to go down to, went too far. We're going to go to the download link here, click me, it's going to redirect you back to another GitHub page. You're going to scroll down till you see the vMenu.zip. You're going to download that, it's going to open up down here. You're going to want to open that up and it's going to bring you to this. So how we install this is we go to our resources folder, which we're here. You're going to right click, you're going to make a new folder. You're going to name this V on capital M and then finish it off with menu. It has to be this way, otherwise it will not work. Now that we have it over here, we can highlight all these items and drag and drop these into our vMenu file folder. Once we're here, make sure everything's there, which it is. Now we're going to have to execute our permissions file, that way it actually works properly. So we're going to go back to our server config file. And at the top, first we're going to start vMenu, so ensure or start vMenu. Then at the top, hit enter twice, go back to the middle line, and I will leave a thing in the description that you can copy and paste, and I'll show you how to edit that as well. So we're going to paste this in here in the description. You can just copy this. I'll have this to a change me, that way you can just change that. So we're going to name this localhost. And you can change your hard drive just by, deleting that and putting whatever character or letter your thing is. So this is the execute permissions file that we need. This will execute this as soon as the server.bat file is started. So we can hit save on that. We're all good. Everything's started. We're all good to go. Now we can close out of this vMenu file. We can go back into our resources folder. We can go into our vMenu, config, permissions.config file, right? Now, since we're there, this is where your permissions are going to be set up. How to do permissions is, see these hashtags? This means enabled when there's no hashtag. To disable it, you just put a hashtag there, and it's going to disable that. We want everybody to toggle that, so we're going to leave that like that. If we scroll down to the admin manager here, it's going to be our player groups. To add an admin, you're going to need your Steam ID 64 and your license. Your license can be found in your TX server logs by going in and going to the server log, and if you join your server once, it will have all that information linked there for you. Just copy that, and then link in the description we have an ID Steam Finder. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our Steam ID 64. We're going to copy that from wherever you have it. We're going to add ourselves as an admin. So we're going to do add _ principal space identifier dot license. Then you can paste that, put this to Steam, not license. That's my bad. Then you can do space group admin. You can make as many groups as you want. Just have to be this way. Make sure you put a space in there, or a period. Sorry, not a space. Okay, now we're set up with our Steam ID 64. So on the next line, we're going to do add _ principal identifier dot license. Then we are going to put our license in here, so you can copy that, like I said, from txadmin or wherever you have it. You can paste that in there, and we're going to do the same thing, space group.admin. So now we are set up as a admin in the actual server, so we will have our perms in the game. So what we're going to do now is we can scroll on down, and this is to allow everybody to use noclip. If you are doing an RP server, you probably don't want to do that. I'm going to disable that for this video. If we go down, you can see one thing with vMenu that is kind of annoying sometimes is if it says .all allow and this is unchecked like this, you're going to want to put a check there if you want to manage permissions in there, right? So you might not want people to do certain things in a folder, so if we scroll down and it says all, it's going to ignore whatever is in this category. So we're gonna put a hashtag there, and it's gonna lock everything else up. So you can edit this accordingly. So we're gonna have unlimited stamina. Bam, we have unlimited stamina. If we want super jump, bam, we have super jump. If we want never wanted, we have never wanted. Very simple how to set this up. Basically, the only issue is you have to execute your permissions file in order for this to work, like I said. So if you want to change any options, you can in here. That's how that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to disable supercars. We're going to enable supercars, actually, to show you that that is the only thing that will work once our permissions file is actually executed. That's an example. If you want to have all these opened up, you can just remove the hashtag, like I said, and it will open up that category for you. We hit save on that. We're going to exit out. We're going to start our server up with our cfx-server-data-master file, or txadmin. Wait for that to load a second. We can also go to our localhost, and we're going to log in with that again. So once we log in, it's going to bring us to the dashboard like always, and server status is online. If we go to live console, it is online. So we are going to join, we're going to connect to our server, right? So it's starting up. Everything should be all good to go now that we have everything executed properly. vMenu and nativeUI is also installed. We're going to hit F8. We're going to go connect localhost. If you want other players to join your server, you're going to have to port forward. That is not going to be in today's video. I will have a video posted very, very soon on how to port forward your FiveM server, or any server really. So I will cut back to you once we're in the game. Okay, we're 90% loaded into the server, so we should be loading in right now, which we are. So our vMenu is going to be on our M. You can configure that. I will leave a link in the description of how to find which keys you need. Okay, as you can see, now we're in the game. If you hit M, it's going to open up the menu. So we have perms by banned players, if you can tell there. Since this is just me, there's no banned players. And then we can also change, time, whatever we want. So if we want this to be midnight, we can change this to midnight. If we want it to be morning, we can change it back to morning. So this is an overview of how to install vMenu and get its permissions going. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next one.